We have my buddy Kevin Myles with us, associate publisher of Fit Life magazine. Kevin, you just wrote an awesome article. What was it? How's it titled
So
again?
how to diet like a man.
How to Diet Like a Man. Uh, the article touches on this whole issue of, okay, it's January and everybody wants to get into shape, and we've been eating whatever and as much as we want, and now we want to make changes. So it's like they go the full other direction. Do I have to eat steamed chicken and broccoli? And the reality is that you don't. You talked about a really common sense approach to the whole thing, and you laid it out quite well. What's your recommendation of how you tackle that when you haven't been, strictly dieting? What's the best approach to have long-term success?
Exactly. And the whole thing is we've come to think that diet is about caloric restriction and less is better and starving ourselves. And really, you're always on a diet. Whatever you eat, that makes up your diet. You just want to take your daily diet and turn it into something that's going to work for you. So what this article does is it teaches you a step-by-step approach of how to take your diet from where it is and make it into something that's going to be effective for you, but that you can stay on the long term, as far as writing it down to see what you're aware of, getting rid of some of those fun foods, getting some structure to your diet, and then finally making good choices so that you're now in control, because your body's only going to change so fast. If you jump from whatever diet you're on to some crazy diet, it's not going to improve any faster, but you're going to adapt faster. You're going to get tired of it sooner. You're going to stay on it less long. So this is something that you can implement and stay with and still get results from and continue forever.
Now, when you talk about adding structure, Kevin, what do you specifically mean by adding structure? I understand what you mean, getting rid of fun foods,
Sure.
but because I've done that myself. But when you talk about structure, can you expound on that a little bit?
For a meal, it's the difference between a meal and a snack is that a meal has structure. So every meal should have a serving of protein and either a serving of complex carbohydrates and or fats or some fibrous carbohydrates, and they should be evenly spaced throughout the day. And there's a place to put some of those different foods, like those complex carbohydrates, where you're going to need them more for energy. So you can make your diet into something that's going to support your energy, support your recovery, support your metabolism, and not just have foods be all over the place so random, so that you're eating a lot at some times, not eating at all at other times, which plays havoc with your blood sugar levels and causes you to store things that you wouldn't normally store, causes you to have cravings that you wouldn't normally have. So if you have some kind of structure, if you have some kind of plan, and your body knows it's getting foods at certain times or not having to wait too long, it's going to say, okay, it's going to know what to do with those foods. It's like feeding a fire. If you're constantly feeding it, it's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. If you never feed it, it's going to go out. It's not going to burn anything. So
and that's the thing is really it's managing sugar. That's an important thing.
Huge.
I think the other thing is just understanding that in our culture, most of us eat for social reasons. We eat to satisfy taste. We eat to satisfy hunger. But very little thought is given to actually feeding your body what it needs to recover from your workouts and give you energy for your next workout.
Exactly.
And so I think balancing that along with the need to be social, the need to, obviously our hunger is going to be satisfied. And you make the point that if you're having large amounts of sugar, you get a spike in insulin, your blood sugar drops, and so immediately you crave more food, where your body may not necessarily need more nutrients. And so managing that is very, very important. Of course, that's a little bit more of a complex subject, and I know you're going to be writing a lot more about that in the coming months. But beyond that, now we talk about structure. I want to talk about meal frequency. Is if you can't eat 6 meals a day, because when you pop that on somebody, a lot of people just get kind of freaked out by that. Does it have to be 6 meals a day?
It doesn't have to be 6 meals a day. It has to be something that works for you. The more amount of calories that you eat, the easier it's going to be to digest and assimilate that over smaller meals spaced throughout the day. Your body can only take in so much. So the concept of I'm going to take all my food in at one meal, it's just hard to get the uptake of all those nutrients. And a lot of people like to eat throughout the day anyway. So you're either going to be grabbing something randomly, or you're going to have something that you've planned to have that's going to be better for you. So I'd say 4 to 6 meals a day for most people, especially if you're following a fitness lifestyle. It's just going to be more effective in terms of you staying compliant, in terms of you controlling your energy, and in terms of your body getting the actual nutrients that it needs for you to be as fit as possible.
Right. Listen, man,
you don't have to jump to that point. You can gradually move it up if you need to. So
I'm really excited to, and I know we've known each other for many, many years, and we've talked this stuff half to death, and I'm really, really excited to see some of that come out of your brain and onto the website and into the magazine later as time goes on. Your wealth of knowledge. I really appreciate you taking time to talk about this today, and I know we will cover a lot more of this in the coming future. Don't